Hi, I'm Chef Owen Tilley, and I want to welcome you to this week's edition of Ask the Chef. This week's question comes from Jackie. Jackie's one of our Twitter followers, and Jackie wants to know the difference between sautéing and pan-searing. Now, there's a few differences there, and I'm going to walk you through them right now. Sautéing is to cook in a little bit of oil over medium to high heat, and searing or pan-searing is to cook with higher heat with less oil. Now with sautéing you can use butter or oil, but you want to stick to just oil when you pan-sear or sear. So let's get started. Today I'm going to use some scallops because one, I love them, and two, they're a great way to tell the difference between both cooking methods. So these are nice dry sea scallops, which are the larger ones, and I'm going to place them right in the sauté pan that I have a little bit of butter and oil in. Now I mentioned not using butter when you're searing. The reason why is butter has a low flash point, which means the butter will catch on fire at a lower temperature. Now with pan searing or searing, you want something that has a high flash point like oil. So, got those in there. And the main difference, like I said, is the browning. Sautéing, you're not really looking to brown it, but pan searing, you have to have that nice sear. So now that our scallops are sautéing over here in the pan, we're going to start the searing over here on this side. I'm using a griddle instead of a pan just so it give the camera a better view on the action. Now, searing takes less time than sautéing, and that's why I started the scallops first on the sauté pan. So, once again, in cooking with caramelization, you want to make sure that you don't move whatever you're cooking around. Meaning, once the scallops go on the pan when you're searing, leave them there. That's the only way that the natural sugars will caramelize and get you that beautiful brown finish that pan searing really brings out. Now I want you to take a peek in close, so let the camera get down here. You can see along the edges that the scallop starts to split up a little bit. You can see that it's browning around the edges, and that lets you know that that caramelization is taking place and that we're doing a great job. So, as I pointed out around the edges, we've got a little bit of splitting and some browning going on, so I'm going to go ahead and flip these scallops. There you go. Oh yeah. And as you can see, a beautiful golden brown has developed from those natural caramelized sugars. Now, I have my scallops previously out on a piece of paper towel, or you could use a cloth. The reason I do this is you want to take out as much moisture as you can. A piece of protein with a wet surface will never brown up, and you're never going to caramelize sugars. So, like I said, lay out your seafood first, give it a quick pat, and make sure those surfaces are dry. So, I can tell that our sauté scallops are already done, so I'm just going to pull them out of the pan now. And to make sure that your scallops stay nice and moist, you don't want to cook them all the way through. I prefer to cook them to about medium because when you take them off the flame or the fire, it's still going to continue cooking. And that way, if you cook it to medium, you make sure that you don't dry them out. So I'm going to take these off. So clearly you can see we have two sets of cooked scallops. We have one that I've sautéed and one that I've seared. And that's about the difference. I want to thank Jackie for asking the question, the difference between sautéing and pan searing, and I want to invite you back next week to see what we have in store. And remember, you keep asking, I'll keep cooking.